Check this out.
Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody. Today we're obviously checking out Billie Eilish's new album, Hit Me Hard and Soft. So like I said in the announcement messages, I've listened to the first 4 songs. I just got done listening to them again to keep them fresh in the mind during the rest of the album. I'll probably play a little bit of the last song again just to see how it flows into Wildflower before I get into that. And yeah, but so far I guess I'll just talk about how those first songs are on the album together. I think they're pretty good. There's weirdly enough though, my least favorite of the first 4 is the second most popular song on the album, Lunch. I don't really like that song. Out of the 4, that's the only one I didn't like because I really liked Skinny, Chihiro, and Birds of a Feather. Birds of a Feather and Chihiro are like some of Billie Eilish's best songs that I've heard. Skinny is also really good, but it's definitely an album song. It's like a really good intro to the album, but I think it's going to be a little bit harder to listen to that one by itself just because it really feels like it was ingrained into the album incredibly well. But yeah, so the first 4 songs are pretty good, which leads me to believe that I'll probably like the last ones too. hopefully I'll continue enjoying it. Let's see, was there anything else I had to talk about beforehand? I think that was it. So yeah, I guess I'll just get into it. Let me actually move my camera down a little bit. All right, there we go. Oh yeah, I got my favorite, or one of my favorite shirts on today, so that's for good luck, hopefully. To hope I enjoy this album. All right, on to Wildflower.
Things fall apart and time breaks your heart. I wasn't there, but I know she was your girl. You showed her the world, but fell out of love and you both let go. She was crying on my shoulder. All I could do was hold her. Only made us closer until July. Now I know that you love me. You don't need to remind me. I should put it all behind me, shouldn't I? But I see her in the back of my mind all the time. Like a fever, like I'm burning alive, like a sun. Did I cross the line?
Okay, gonna pause it real quick here, which that's another thing. I'm gonna have to pause it somewhat often just so I don't get taken down, as per usual. But so far I'm enjoying this one. I do want to mention her vocals are incredible on this song too. Previous to This one was Birds of a Feather, and that one also has really, really good vocals. Actually, speaking of that, I forgot to go back and listen to the end of that to go into this one. Whatever, though, we're already into it. But yeah, Birds of a Feather might be the best vocals I've ever heard from Billie Eilish. And this one, I feel like it's really continuing on this kind of train of just really good vocals. And again, I mentioned this when I was talking about Chihiro, but I think like her vocals as a whole, I've gotten a lot better by now, but that doesn't mean that they were ever really bad before. They're just so much more full at this point in time. Like she's like actually singing too, rather than just like the whisper sing she usually does, which nothing really against that, but I think it's cool just to be able to hear her like sing more often, like actually belt out. Oh, I belt out in quotes. She's not like fully belting, but you get the idea. Comparatively to the whisper singing, it almost is. But so far so good. Let me get back to it.
Well, good things don't last, and life moves so fast. I'd never ask who is better, 'cause she couldn't be more different from me. Happy and free in leather. And I know that you love me. You don't need to remind me. Wanna put it all behind me. But baby, I can see her in the back of my mind all the time. Just like a fever, like I'm burning alive, like a sign that I crossed the And I wonder, do you see her in the back of your mind, in my eyes?
It really sounds like that's the end of the song. All right, cool. Yeah, that was another good song. This one is very, very soft, and that kind of goes for a lot of our music, but this one, comparatively to Birds of a Feather, is very soft, because that one was a bit louder, a bit more upbeat, if you will, I guess, to some extent. All this one just feels like soft throughout. I thought the false ending was a little strange. I don't really have anything against it. I just think it's weird that it was there. It's just very, very unexpected. And I feel like this is also just a good example of a song that's mostly to like about halfway acoustic that I really enjoy. Because there's so many songs that are acoustic that I'm not super fond of, or I just think are okay. Something like this where it kind of mixes in a good portion of acoustic with other elements is where I really like to see it be. So that's actually perfect in that regard. Let me go back to the track list for a second. Yeah, so that was track number 5 and another banger. We got, what, 5 more to go? I'm trying to think if I like this one more than... Oh, I definitely like it more than Lunch. I think I still like Skinny a little more than this one, and I definitely like Chihiro and Birds of a Feather a bit more. I have a pretty good feeling that tracks 3 and 4 are probably going to be my favorite tracks on the album. I know it's kind of early to say, but I like those ones so much that it'll definitely be hard to beat from now. What's up, Mandy? Good afternoon. Every time you touch me, I wonder how she felt. Yeah, I know. That is one thing. This album so far has been super, super emotionally tied. Just like way more than usual. The other ones feel like they're more abstract. The previous albums feel a bit more abstract. Other than, I guess the last one was less abstract. That one was a bit more upfront. But every project before the last album and this one have been a lot more abstract in what they're talking about. And sometimes it's unclear on if she's talking about a personal experience or just singing a pop song to sing a pop song. Well, like this album, especially in kind of the last one, it's definitely more from personal experience from what I can tell. So I think that's cool. Anyways, let's get to the greatest.
I'm trying my best to keep you satisfied. Let you get your rest while I stayed up all night. And you don't wanna know how alone I've been. Let you come and go. Whatever state I'm in. Man, am I the greatest? My congratulations. All my love and patience. All my admiration. All the times I waited for you to want me naked. Made it all look painless. Man, am I the greatest?
Okay, that was a really, really good start to this song, and I'm really, really happy where this is going. I don't know, something about how Billie Eilish does these acoustic songs is just better. For me personally, I feel like they just sound really good. I think a lot of that comes down to her style of singing and her vocals. The softness of them really, really match the vibe better of acoustic songs than a lot of groups do. And this is a fantastic example. Plus, there's still like these areas where the music still rises up. Like it gets a bit more exciting, I guess. And that's purely just from her voice and like how it's layered, which is so cool. It's so satisfying to see her go into her own style of music through the years. I believe in the beginning her music was heavily influenced by her brother Phineas, and don't get me wrong, the music was great and he's so incredibly talented, but now it's her having her true talent shine through. Her whisper singing is my favorite. Yes, although I think the whisper singing is honestly, like, I'm not like going off to say that it's bad or anything. I'm just saying that I think it's going away a little bit more with this album compared to some of the other ones. This album and the last one for that matter. Because the last one she was also like full singing a bit more from what I remember. Am I crazy? I feel like she did a lot more whispery to just kind of softer vocals in her older albums. I might be misremembering. Or it was almost like unconfident vocals. Like she wasn't as confident in her singing in her first projects, and she's gotten more confident with it as she's been going on. I think that's a better way to put it than what I was going to go off of. But yeah, so far so good with this song. What's up, Cindy? Welcome back.
Doing what's right without a reward, and we don't have to fight
guitar progressions are really cool.
anything at all. Worse than anyone. Man, am I the greatest? My congratulations. All my love and patience. All my admiration. All the times I waited for you to want me naked. I made it all look painless. Man, am I the
Oh my god.
Am I the greatest? God, I hate it. All my love and patience unappreciated. You said your heart was jaded. You couldn't even break it. I shouldn't have to say it. You could have been the greatest.
That was a banger. That was an absolute banger. And I want to mention it again. I said it earlier, but there's like progressions within the acoustic guitar in the background. That was crazy. It sounded so good, and it was actually super unique for an acoustic song. That's another thing to rant about my acoustic song hatred, quote unquote, is that so many of them just have the most boring progressions and just the most boring like acoustic guitar playing. Just because you're making an acoustic song doesn't mean it has to be the same as every other acoustic song. Doesn't mean it has to be boring. Oh my god, like this is such a good acoustic song. And it's not even a full acoustic song either, because of that, the latter progression of the song, where obviously what just happened, that like grand crescendo that just appeared. That was also awesome, by the way. That reminds me of one of her songs from her last album. Let me see if I can find it really quick. I'm trying to remember the name of it. Was it Happier Than Ever? It might have been Happier Than Ever. Let me check really quick. Yeah, it is. I think the progression is kind of similar with how it goes about it, where it's very slow at the beginning and then it kind of slowly builds up into that just mega grand crescendo towards the end. Does this one drop off too? I think it just kind of fades off a little bit. Yeah, it fades. The other one actually has a section where it drops back off and slows down before the song completely ends. Okay. Yeah, so far so good though. I've added 4 of the songs, and I mean the only reason I didn't add Skinny is just because it's better on the album. Lunch is the only song I haven't liked so far. So we're on a pretty good track right now, I suppose. Definitely happy where this is at so far. Yeah, full on chills. That one is definitely one of those chills type songs. Saw the notification of the stream and was like, oh no. I appreciate it, Mandy. I'm glad that you can relax to my lives. Alright. So up next we got La Amour de ma vie. I might have said that. I might have actually pronounced that right. I'm not actually sure. And then after that, we got the 2 least played songs on the album. So I'm wondering if those will be ones that I like or not. There's been quite a few albums where it's like I'll end up liking the least played songs the most, just because my tastes are just differ from the majority. That's not for every album, of course, but sometimes that happens, and I'm wondering if this is going to be one of those cases. Anyways, though, let's get to this song.
I wish you the best for the rest of your life. Felt sorry for you when I looked in your eyes, but I need to confess, I told you a lie.
She's singing a bit different on this one.
I said of my life. Did I break your heart? Did I waste your time? I tried to be there for you, then you tried to break mine. It isn't asking for a lot for an apology, for making me feel I could kill you if I tried to leave. You said you'd never fall in love again because of me, then you moved on immediately. But I wish you the best for the rest of your life. Felt sorry for you when I looked in your eyes, but I need to confess, I told you a lie when I said you were the love of my life, the love of my life. So you found her, now go fall in love, just like we were. If I ever was, it's not my fault. I did what I could. You made it so hard, like I knew you would.
Okay, this is a decent spot deposit. This is a strange one, so this is like the weirdest I've heard from Billie Eilish. Not weird as in like it's actually weird, just weird compared to her other stuff. She's taken a bit of a curve here, I suppose, to make this different sound. She's really switched up her voice quite a bit for this one. It's much different from anything else I've heard. And I'm not complaining either. I think it sounds good. It was a little out of left field and just unexpected. Weirdly enough, though, I think it does fit in pretty well with the album, especially considering the correlation from the last song to this one. That's one thing I do want to mention now. The songs on this album are fitting together incredibly well. Even Lunch, and I didn't particularly enjoy that one, and I thought that one still fit in with the other songs. This is like it's a nice change of pace, especially considering the last couple albums that I've listened to on stream. I think it was the last 2. No, I didn't listen. Okay, not on stream, but the 21 Pilots album and the what was the other one? Oh, the Aurora album. They each were very just kind of all over the place sound wise. So it's nice to hear an album that actually is really, really well put together. That actually the songs fit in with each other. So I'm really, really happy about that. My faves are Chihiro, the Diner, Bittersweet, and Blue. Okay, so I haven't heard 3 of those, so that's exciting. And I also really, really like Chihiro, so hopefully I like those ones too. Did you ever say what your name was? Obviously don't answer for your privacy, just trying to see if I missed something. So, I haven't personally said what my name is. I've leaked it too many times to count. So I don't really like to talk about what my name is, but if it comes out, it comes out. I mean, I'm not I'm not too stressed about it. I mean, whenever I live stream with my friends, they say it a bajillion times. I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like I don't like to go by it on stream just because I separate it, but yeah, I don't like openly talk about my name. But some people do happen to know what it is just because I've leaked it so many times. This song is Lana Del Rey vibes with maybe Adele. I can picture the Lana Del Rey vibes. Not so much Adele. Maybe I'll pick up on that though now that you've said that. My kid hates it, but I sing this one out loud. Skinny, Chihiro, Birds with a Feather. That's definitely a solid list. Okay, anyways, let me get back to it.
Thought I was depressed or losing my mind. My stomach upset almost all of the time. But after I left, it was obvious why. Because for you, I was the love of your life.
Ooh, she hit that really well.
But you were not mine.
And that. No way, we get the chipmunk voice back. What is happening?
You wanted to keep it, like something you found till you didn't need it. But you should have seen it, the way it went down. Wouldn't believe it. Wanna know what I told her, with her hand on my shoulder. You were so mediocre, and we're so glad it's over now. It's over now. It's over now. It's over
Alright, that was another good one. That was a strange ending. I'm not sure how I feel about that yet. I'll have to see where the diner goes. Because that, while I did really like that, I could definitely see it ended up being a little bit disruptive to the album as a whole. But I'm not going to focus on that too much right now. I think the switch up was super strange, but I did really enjoy it. It is very reminiscent of Time to Say Goodbye by 21 Pilots, one of their kind of unreleased songs. That song is one that I really like that a lot of people I'm sure don't like. And the only reason that I'm really making that comparison is because the voice, the auto-tune that they use on that song is really similar to what she uses on this one. Also, the chipmunk voice that she brings back, that was from one of her songs on her first like official album that wasn't an EP. I don't remember the name. I'm going to check again. So that was very, very likely a kind of a callback to that song. I think it's 8.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, okay, yeah, it's that one. I'm assuming that's a callback to that song. It's hard to say. I don't listen to them enough to make any like lyrical references, but I would not be surprised if that's a callback to that. Man, I love the synths though. The synths are super cool, and that's one of the main reasons I like Chihiro so much is those synths. So I'm glad that they were brought back for another song. And I mean, if it continues into the diner, I question if there's going to be more synths like that, because we've had at least a couple songs with the synths so far. There might have been another one and I just forgot, but I think it's just been 2 as of now. But I'd gladly hear more of that. I really, really like that sound. Yeah, surprise disco. I don't know musical terms, but the sort of growl she does at the end of some words are amazing. Oh, yeah, for sure. I'm not, despite what I do, I'm not like super in on a lot of the lingo still. A lot of music lingo. Mostly just because I haven't really taken a music class. I'm sorry, I don't get the reference. Good. You don't mess with the Zohan. I don't know what Zohan is. Oh, God, I didn't know I had 3 Streamlabs nodies set up. Whatever. Okay, so up next we've got the diner. I keep on wanting to say the dinner. I don't know if I have said that already, but in my head, every time I read it, I think the dinner rather than the diner. Let's see where this goes.
Don't be afraid of me. I'll mention you. I saw you on the screen. I know I'm meant to be. You're stars in my dreams. The magazines, you're looking right at me. I'm here around the clock. I'm waiting on your block. But please don't call the cops. They'll make me stop. And I just wanna talk. I could change your life. You could be my wife. Could get into a fight. I'll say you're right. And you kiss me goodnight. I'm waiting on the corner till I saw the city leave. Was easy getting over and I landed on my feet. I came in through the kitchen looking for something to eat. I left a calling card so they would know that it was me. I tried to save this other feel. $250,000 bill. While I'm away, don't make no mail. Just bring the bill. Go back to the diner. I'll write another letter. I hope you read it this time. You better. The cops around the corner stopped me when I tried to leave. He told me I was crazy and they knocked me off my feet. He came in through the kitchen looking for something discreet. I left a calling card so they would know that it was me. I tried to find it all, but now I'm back up on my feet. I saw you in the car with someone else, I couldn't sleep. If something happens to us, I'm a bit late.
Ooh. Is that a number you can actually call? Wow. Another banger. We're on a roll here. Did I add that already? Let me go back. I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna add these last two actually. So what's funny about the instrumental is it feels very like Paris. Like it just fits in so well with the title of L'amour de ma vie. That you'd almost I feel like I could mix that up in the future. But I love that instrumental. It's super reminiscent of the soundtrack of the DLC soundtrack to Hollow Knight. I don't know if either of you are familiar with that game at all, but there's this game called Hollow Knight in the second, I think it's the second DLC. It's like a vampire DLC, Grim Troop DLC. Has a lot of instrumentals that sound kind of similar to this that I super like. What an interesting song. Unexpected, but I think it still fits with the album. It's so weird how they're able to fit in these strange instrumentals in a way that makes sense. I'm gonna go back to the previous song, the end of it, and just kind of see how it leads into this one really quick. I think this one, oh god. I think the only reason why the end of the previous song and this one work is because how the juxtaposition between them both, considering that the last half was so strange, and that it went into something else that was also really strange, but in a different direction. I think the juxtaposition kind of made it work. I don't know. That might be hypocritical for me to say after some of the things I've said about previous albums, but something about it fits that I can't quite put my finger on, but it might be that strange juxtaposition between the two. But yeah, great song. Very happy with that one. It's a terrible Adam Sandler movie. Really? I'm surprised I haven't seen it. I thought I'd seen like most, if not all, of Adam Sandler's movies. The spooky vibes go hard for sure. And what's funny is that DLC that I was talking about is kind of a spooky one. There's like all sorts of vampires and other creepy people, like ghosts. Speaking of 21 Pilots, this would be a great collab song opportunity. Yeah, and maybe it could pull them up from their current, I don't want to say downfall, but from their current situation of slightly worse music. Sounds like something out of Trench for top. Yeah, Trench, in their older stuff. Weirdly enough, I think or specifically Tyler Joseph's album that you can't really get anymore. What's it called? No pun intended. I think he has some stuff that would fit in with what she's doing here. That album is so old and it's so poorly mixed and mastered that, excuse me, it would have to like have a full update. But that sound, if it was updated, I think would fit in with some of the stuff we've got going on here. Heard of it? It's actually on my wish list. You should play it. Hollow Knight is one of the best games I've ever played. It is so good. Well done. I'm with you on that. I'm glad that at least somebody's with me on this. Luckily I didn't get bullied too hard on my videos that I made on that album, but I just feel like there's so many 21 Pilots fans that are lying to themselves that album is good. Like I liked it in general, but it is now, though, even now when I think about it now, I like it even less. It is by far my least favorite album from them. I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened with it, especially because they had so many really good songs. Oh, I say so many, like 2 or 3 really good songs on that album. Yeah, Clancy was a weird one. Anyways, I feel like I always go back to that album. Bittersweet, let's get into that before I get too sidetracked. Whoa. This feels like a Travis Scott song.
I see the way you want me. I wanna be the one, but I gotta be careful. Gotta watch what I say. Gotta hope it all goes away. 'Cause I can't fall in love with
What the hell is happening? Okay, you know what? I'm just gonna pause it here, get my chance in, because that is a drastic enough change for me to do it, and I'll go back a little bit before that. I do want to mention one of the production elements I'm almost certain is like a fork that's on a plate on a table being shook. That's such a very, very specific thing, but it definitely sounds like silverware and like dishes being like shook on a table, like a train is going by or something like that. And I'm really, really curious on like what that actually is. I'm almost certain it might be practical production. I'm not 100% certain though. But yeah, so far so good. I really, really like that first part. This song is the cover art to me in my brain. You know, I get it. I feel like the whole album, oh, not the whole album, most of the album I think fits that cover art really, really well. There's a couple songs I think, well, they fit with the album, the vibe that they give off is a little different, but this one is definitely one of the ones I think that hits the cover art vibe a little more. I think I've only listened to Bittersweet once, so I'll edit my list and add this. Wasn't turned off here to comment. He said he wasn't gonna rerun stream as often. If at all. I'm not even sure if he's gonna be sticking around almost at all anymore. The fork sounds amazing. Yeah, for real. Anyways, let me get back to it. Oh yeah, let me go back.
Seems so paranoid. I'm looking at the boys. I've never filled the void out of spite. You seem so paralyzed. It's so romanticized. If this is how I die, that's alright.
You can't just do that. Oh my god, my eyes are watering. That last part was so good, it started making me cry a little bit, and I'm not even joking, unfortunately. Or fortunately, however you want to look at that. That I can't believe you can't just end that song with that small portion of how good that last bit of instrumental was so good, and it was only like 30 seconds of the song. It couldn't have been like at least a minute. Come on, that was, oh my god, that was so good. What a strange song that was. I think I definitely like the beginning portion and that final portion the most. The middle is good, but I don't like it nearly as much as the beginning and end. Those synths hit different. I don't know. Something about them are just, I don't know. I don't know why that last bit made me so emotional. She wasn't even saying anything. That was so good. Man, for music to be so good, it makes you cry. It's a different feeling. But yeah, that was really good. And this is one that I'd like to listen to more to see if the middle part grows on me to kind of match the beginning and end. Because it seems like the middle is just different enough that it would take me a second to really grasp it like in entirety, which I want to do. But another banger for sure. That ending was so good. When did that start? I actually want to see exactly how long that was. Okay, maybe okay, it was a minute. It just went by really quick. So it's about a minute of the song. It should have been 2 minutes then. That was so good. Call it a fork because she ate. Yeesh. That was a good one. That was unfortunately a good one. Stranger Things vibes for the keyboard. Oh, for sure. Makes me want to go to the arcade or watch Tron. Man, I'm so glad you mentioned Tron. Tron is one of those movies that I enjoy so much, almost entirely because of the soundtrack. The movie is really good, don't get me wrong. And I'm talking about the newer one, which thank God they're making a second one. But that newer movie, the new Tron, is so good. And the soundtrack is one of the best movie soundtracks in existence. It's so good. I've talked about it before, but it was a while back. But I own like a special edition version of the vinyl for that. I would grab it, but it's in another room because I can't keep my vinyls in my room right now. It's too hot. That is, man, it's such a good soundtrack. But yeah, this kind of fits into that, and that's probably why I like it so much. It's a lead up to Blue. Okay, I'll like go back and then listen to the last bit and then get into that. That's actually so exciting if it's a lead up to Blue. Really snatched away the epic keyboard. Yeah, for real. What's up, Crichton John? It looks like past live shows are not being saved. Is that right? Yeah, I don't keep them on my channel to kind of help prevent any future copyright issues. That and just like, I don't know. I personally don't like to keep them up, especially because I make some of the songs into videos anyways, but yeah. They're just gone forever. I do have them on my end. I actually saved them to a hard drive too. So YouTube both saves them so I can download them whenever, but they're like lower quality. But I also, for now, I'm saving all of the live streams to my hard drive at full quality. And then I just will probably, once I start filling up my 8 terabytes of space, what I'll probably do is just start deleting them to just make more space. But I keep them for quite a while. How much later are you thinking, Crichton? Because I could leave it up a while, more, I guess, longer than normal. I can't guarantee how quick it could be taken off by YouTube, but I could leave it up if you want to watch it later. Or I might make it into a video for all I know. I'm not sure. The atmosphere is absolutely nailed in the new one. The bright colors contrasted with the dark shadows. For real. I'm so happy with that movie. I'm a geek when it comes to lighting. I love cinematography so much. Yeah, I totally get that. It's very good in that movie. There's this cartoon Tron too that I really enjoy. The animation for it doesn't hold up very well. I think it was a Disney cartoon from like around 2010. It is a really good story, but it gets cut off because they canceled the final season, unfortunately. But it was also really good, just with slightly dated. I don't know if it's technically CGI or not. I don't think. I'm just gonna say animation, 3D animation. It's good though. I recommend it if you haven't seen it. Tonight probably. Yeah, I'll leave it up for a while if you want to check it out, but like I said, I can't guarantee I'll be able to keep it up for too long. But yeah, I'll try to leave it up as long as I can. All right, anyways, let me listen to the last bit of this song again so we can get that transition into the next one. Hell yeah. Whoa. Oh, we still got a lot of the song left.
Bluer than a butterfly, beautiful and so deprived of oxygen. Colder than your father's eyes, he never learned to sympathize with anyone. I don't blame you, but I can't change you. Don't hate you.
You should have had these up a while ago.
We can't save you. You were born reaching for your mother's hands, victim of your father's plans to rule the world. Too afraid to step outside, paranoid and petrified of what you've heard. But they could say the same about me. I sleep about 3 hours each night, means only 21 a week now. And I could say the same about you, born blameless, grew up famous too, just a baby born poop. I don't blame you, but I can't change you. Don't hate you, but we can't save you.
Those violins hit hard.
But when can I hear the next one?
Okay, I was seeing how it looped back around to the beginning of the album. I think that's a decent loop. Not that an album has to loop back to the beginning, but that one kind of does, just because of that final line. That was a really good ending song to that album. It felt very, very conclusive, I guess. It felt like it kind of covered all the bases that it needed to cover. It really just felt like it kind of brought the previous songs together to an actual, again, like a conclusion, a solid conclusion to that album. And I love how the previous song fades into it. So it really gives it really gives Blue enough time to really marinate and make that full conclusion. And I like how it also ties in together a bunch of different parts, not parts of other songs, but different styles that are sort of present throughout the album. And that also kind of helps conclude it a little better as well. It was just a solid ending song. Like, it was really, really good. I'm happy with that. Maybe leaving them up one day would let people who can't watch live, would give people a chance to watch. Yeah, it's not that I wouldn't do that. It's that they get taken down by YouTube. Like, either way, almost all of them will get taken down by YouTube within a day. So I just started taking them off, like, right off the bat, so I don't have to worry about taking them off later. But I can leave this one up for a while longer, since you expressed interest and wanted to watch it later. That's usually what I do. If somebody asks me specifically, I'll leave it up a little longer. But, like I said, I can't guarantee YouTube won't take it down within the next few hours. Sometimes they do. Yeah, it ties together everything, like, perfectly. It's perfect. This is very niche, but I'm eating Chef Boyardee's canned raviolis and having the epic keyboard made me go to another dimension and heal my inner child. That is very niche, but you know what? I get it. I was actually just talking about Chef Boyardee's the other day with my aunt. She's just talking about how gross that stuff is, and I'm like, man, I kind of like it. I kind of like that crappy food. Chills. Small events in life like these make life worth living. Sounds dramatic, but I need this. You know, that's valid. Sick. Yeah, the instrumentals with her voice throughout the album have been really, really solid. Or I guess, I don't know how much she does with the production. I know Phineas does a majority, but I do think either way, though, they did an incredibly good job mixing and mastering this album. Like, a really, really, really good job. And like, because like the mix between the instrumentals and vocals are like absolutely perfect. They're very, very good. Man, so I guess I'll talk about this album now. I might make a video on it a little later after I've listened to it more, because, you know, I'll probably listen to it quite a few times throughout this week. This was a very, very solid album. Considering there was only one song I didn't like, Lunch, and out of all of them, I think that one does stand out a bit more. Just its sound is a little more different than some of these other ones, just because a lot of them are kind of melancholy or on the slower side, or they build up into something faster. Well, that one just right off the bat was a quicker paced song. It felt a bit more upbeat, despite what it was saying lyrically, because I know the lyrics aren't like I just remember them being super, super sexual, which is also a stark difference between some of these other songs on here. But yeah, there's good progression throughout the album. I like how many songs switch styles like in the middle of the song on multiple occasions, but they do it really, really well. They kind of like either slowly fade into it or use a similar style that kind of connects the different styles between. And this one also just feels super emotional. It's a very emotional album. I'm not going to be the person that gets into knowing all about Billie Eilish's personal life to figure out what half of the stuff she's talking about is, but I mean, I get the basic gist by looking at the lyrics, so it was just very, very solid. And it had a fantastic ending. Man, it's just a good album. I'm trying to think of, yeah, my favorite songs are definitely Chihiro, Birds of a Feather. I, I kind of want to say The Diner, Bittersweet, and Blue as well. The issue though is that there's just like, there's parts of the songs that I don't like as much, but at the same time, the parts that I do really, really like in those songs, I like really, really, really like. Like, they're my favorite parts of the album. Like, the fact that Bittersweet brought me to tears somehow, just from the instrumental at the end. I mean, that part is probably my favorite part of the album. That and anywhere that the synths were kind of brought in, I, like, extra enjoyed. I really, really supremely enjoyed those parts. Can I recommend a song since you're done? I was kind of just gonna end stream after this, but I mean, if it's similar, I'm just blown away how this whole album is literally blue. It does feel blue throughout, from both emotions to sound palette, I suppose. It really matches that melancholic, sad vibe without feeling depressing either, which I think is a good thing. If you can listen to an album without, but like, you can listen to an album, capture the emotions without actually feeling terrible yourself, I think that's a good thing, because in that case, I think the beauty is getting a larger highlight in the situation, because this is a very, very beautiful album that captures these emotions without pushing them onto the viewers. And I'm not saying that all albums can't make, like, to make a viewer super emotional and like depressed, it's not necessarily a bad thing from an album, especially if you're like already feeling down and you're listening to it. It sometimes can help, but it's nice to be able to hear an album that, again, captures those emotions without really truly, it doesn't feel like they're really being pushed off onto me. Like, it doesn't feel like it's trying to make me sad as much as it is trying to share those emotions and, yeah, just kind of show off the beauty in them. I have synesthesia. I don't know how to spell it correctly. I don't know what that is, to be honest. Oh, wait, is that the thing where you can feel or like see colors from music or something? Okay, I think I have heard of that before. It's a Gaelic song, the theme from the show Outlander. I've heard of Outlander. I haven't seen it though. Yeah, throw it up. I'll do that, and then I'm just probably gonna end stream though before it gets too hot. Today's a bit hotter. So yeah, if you have that song, throw it up. And Cindy, if you have another one too, you can put it up too. Might as well, since you guys have been here pretty much the whole time. Okay. Let me pull up a YouTube page real quick. Yeah, numbers have colors and personalities, and music gives me a video in my head. Oh, okay. I haven't like sat down and ever thought about if I can like see it the way that is, but I feel like I might be able to. All right, so first, Outlander theme song. Which one am I looking for? So there's quite a few showing up. And then Fontaine's DC, I love you. Okay, got you. I'll just pull that up into another YouTube tab really quick, because I'm not gonna bother setting up a list. Alright, there we go. Not the theme, my bad. Okay. Which one is it? Which one is it? Oh, I had a little water drip down the side of my mouth there. Dance of the Druids. Okay.
Career growth and development. The roles with
This is already sounding very cinematic. Hell yeah. I like when songs really let the strings kind of drag out a bit. Those flutes sounded like they were going to go into the How to Train Your Dragon theme. That was a solid instrumental. I actually super enjoyed that. I'm gonna be adding that to my... I have like a soundtrack playlist that I like. What was this called again? Dance of the Druids. That's going into soundtracks and artifacts. That's the name of my playlist. Oh yeah, that was very solid. I love just everything about it. That was a very good instrumental. Reminds me a lot of a couple different instrumentals that I enjoy. Little bit of Days Gone. The soundtrack to that game had some solid songs on it. Some of them were a bit generic, but the way that the guitar is added in towards the end on this one is reminiscent of that game's album. And then also, like I said earlier, How to Train Your Dragon. I think there's some correlations there with the... Again, in the outro, I think when the flutes really come in is when it feels like it could just go straight, excuse me, into a How to Train Your Dragon song, which, by the way, fantastic movie. I've never seen Outlander. Maybe that'll be something I have to check out. I'm not really sure what it is or what it's about, though. This guy kind of looks like he's from The Hobbit, though. I'll say that much. Yeah, no problem. Not sure if you know who he is, but Bear McCreary is the composer of this and is a very famous composer. He did the main theme of the recent God of War with Hosier. Oh, I did hear that song. I didn't remember that it was him, though. So I guess I'm familiar with him, but I just didn't recognize the name. I'll check my Spotify, the soundtrack playlist, see if I have anything else by him. Or actually, I'll just look him up separately, see if I have anything added. Oh wait, no, I can't do that since they're not in my main playlist. Oh, yeah, that's actually the first song I've added from him to my soundtrack playlist. Sounded good, though. Alright, so up next we've got this. Fontaine's DC, I Love You. I really like the last song I heard from them, so I'm excited to hear this. Very 80s. Maybe 90s too, actually.
I love you, I told you I do. It's all I've ever felt, I've never felt so well. And if you don't know it, I wrote you this tune to be here loving you when I'm in the tune. I've headed the hard now from Dublin to Paris, and if there was sunshine it was never on me. So close the rain, so pronounced is the pain. Yeah. I selling genocide and have got pride. I understand I had to be there from the start. I had to be the fucking man. It was a clabber of the life. I sucked the ring off every hand. Had them plying me with drink. Even met with their demands when the cherries lined up.
I like how he does these very monotone singing sections.
I had 30 ways of dying, looking at me from the shelf. Cloud padded smile I had, a real good child I was. But this island's run by sharks with children's bones stuck in their jaws. Now the morning's filled with cokies trying to talk you through it all. Is their mommy Fina Gale and is their daddy Fina Far? And they say they love the land but they don't feel it goes to waste. Put a mirror to their youth and they will only see their face. Makes flowers read like broadsheets. Every young man wants to die. Say it to the man who profits and the bastard walks by. And the bastard walks by. And the bastard walks by. Say it to him 50 times and still the bastard won't cry. What I lie. I told you I'd do, it's all I've ever felt. I've never felt so well. And if you don't know it, I wrote you this tune to be here loving you when I'm in the tune. System in our heads, you only had it before. Echo, echo, echo. The lights they go, the lights they go, the lights they go. Echo, echo. Selling genocide and hardcore pride. I understand I had to be there from the start. I had to be the fucking man. It was a clamor of the life. I sucked the ring off every hand. Had a plying me with drink. Even met with their demands. And I loved you like a penny loves the pocket of a priest. And I love you till the grass around my gravestone is deceased. And I'm headed for the cokies. I will tell about it all. About the god of Fila Gale and the veil of Fina Bar. Now the flowers read like broadsheets. Every young man wants to die. Say it to the man who profits and the bastard walks by. And the bastard walks by. And the bastard walks by. Say it to him 50 times and still the bastard won't cry. When I lie.
I'm almost certain this is an interpolation of of another song. I almost said of an actual song. Did not mean to say that though. I really like this, but like I said, I'm almost 100% certain this is an interpolation. The chorus specifically, the "I love you, I love you, I love you." I know I've heard that before. Maybe it was just this song, but I feel like I've heard it from another song from like the 80s or 90s. I just don't know what it is. I don't know. This song does remind me though of a lot of different groups from back then. Like what is it? Seagulls? I was trying to find Flock of Seagulls maybe. There's a few others that I just really am kind of hitting a wall with that I can't think of. But I've heard some similar groups to this. It's crazy how they were able to pick up a sound and make it sound so old. They did a really good job emulating an older sound. I'm seeing it. I'm trying to see if anybody else has said anything else about an interpolation. That's supposed to be a political song? I didn't even notice. Doesn't look like anybody else is saying anything though. This keeps playing in my head, Pearl Jam vibes. I'm not super familiar with Pearl Jam, but I know just enough to get what you're saying. I've heard like 1 or 2 songs from them. I think there's just a lot of those more grungy bands that do similar music to this that I could probably pick up some similarities to. I mean, there was that person on there mentioning like Soundgarden. What else did they say? They listed a bunch of bands. Soundgarden, Pixies. Yeah, that kind of stuff for sure. He's a poet. The melody is so simple but so good. Oh, I definitely agree. Oh, I didn't know. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. I've 1,000,000% heard that before, and I feel like I'm losing my mind. If I ever come across whatever the song is that I'm thinking of, I'll let you know. I'll probably do some research once I in stream at some point today, because I'd like to figure that out. Either way, though, that was a good song, and I'm happy with it. Adding it to my playlist right now before I forget. Yeah, this is a band I definitely want to continue looking into, considering we're two for two at the moment, which is awesome. But yeah, I guess I'm gonna leave it at that. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. I was really happy to hear that Billie Eilish album. I'm happy that I didn't listen to it on my own time like I was planning. I'm glad that I was able to make a stream out of it. Yeah, another good day of music, for sure. Actually, you know what? There's no reason for me not to Google it now. Fontaine's DC, I love you. Interpolation. I'm not seeing anything on it, but I swear to God, I've heard another song, similar lyrics. I wonder if I can just look up the lyrics. Oh God, I'm typing in the wrong spot on the keyboard. I see a song called I Love You, I Love You, I Love You by Tammy Brown, but that doesn't sound familiar, so I don't think that's it. Whatever. This might be something I figure out later. I can't find anything right now. Well, Skinty Fia is so good. It might be one that I check out then. DC stands for Dublin City, by the way. That's good to know. Yeah, I would have had no idea. Wish I could hang out with you longer, but I have things to do. All right, have a great day, Mandy. I mean, I'm getting out of here anyway, so that works out. But yeah, again, great day for music. Thanks, guys, for stopping by. I appreciate it. And I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. So have a great day or night, wherever you are, and I will see you later. Bye-bye.